It's myself.
Man, Jeff, it was a powerhouse week last week in Fort Lauderdale with all of our vCon Foundation partners, sponsors, and community.
It was wonderful. It was wonderful to see people go from small little screens like what we're seeing right now to real life, and really the opportunity to be on the show floor and talk to people about virtualized conversations, and really, let's face it, voice in conversations on the internet and what's happening. And it was really a lot of fun. The way people got the aha, the understand it, those who are interested in it, and it all came together. And I have to say, I was quite happy to see the traffic on the show floor. And really, it was also the meetup we had on last Thursday. It was wonderful to see new friends, new old friends join us, and people that never knew about vCon before they came to Fort Lauderdale. They came there too, and it's a big sign to me that we're hitting an inflection point. That a lot of people are interested not only in AI, but how AI affects their business and the conversations that take place in their business and where that goes. And at the other hand of it, I was reminded by some good friends that voice still matters. And here's the thing: if you're thinking about coming to Dallas or don't even know about Dallas, so we're hosting Spring 26 vCon, March 23rd to 26th in Dallas. And I like to say, if you think of vCon in that perspective, it's all about voice and conversations on the net. You heard it here first. Yes, we of course know that vCon is a emerging IETF standard. The vCon Foundation is all about that and about building awareness and creating community and frankly helping to provide visibility for the people early in the market and those who are building operable and interoperable work. And at the same time, from a conference perspective and curating the event, I'm not giving up on the past. Vaughn was Vaughn, and voice still matters even today. And conversations, that's where the action is at. So much AI happening on that robot food coming out, and how do we take those conversations and how do we derive value from it and what's going to happen with it? And that's why I have to say, though, one of the takeaways I had all about at the conference was I had to imagine myself talking to an amoeba and explaining to an amoeba what a virtualized conversation was. And that kind of hit me because I realized for the very first time, it's a very hard and simple concept. But look, if we can teach an amoeba what a vCon is, I like to think I can teach. No, but maybe. And the transformational part of being able to understand that conversations can now be portable, that we can have accountability in them, that we can use following standards, be compliant. It's a game changer. And so I want to welcome the new organizations that are coming into the conference as our sponsors. I'd like to acknowledge that we now have a waiting list on me to follow up on companies who want to join the vCon Foundation. By the way, if you happen to have the ability to get to Boston on March 6th, the next vCon Foundation meetup will be in Boston on March 6th at 11 a.m. And our team will be at Enterprise Connect the following week in Vegas. And then all eyes on Dallas. I think what we're going to start to see is this buildup of momentum toward what's happening in the world of AI and conversations, and for that matter, voice, and where's it all coming together. And we have an all-star roster of forming, and haven't announced it yet, but I'm giving a shout out to Vonage. We're going to have a senior director from Vonage joining us now. And I have some other reveals real soon on the conference schedule. I'm currently actively curating it. It's sort of like when you're baking something, you know what all the ingredients were, you have them in front of you, but now you have to bring together the recipe and at the end have something which is just, I don't know, a work of art, I think. So for me, I take curation really seriously, and I'm now in that super energized space of understanding what the issues are, understanding the people who are available to speak, and creating what I believe will be a wonderful takeaway for the folks joining us in Dallas, and really setting the stage for the wider spread adoption of vCon technology in the world. And it's going to be super exciting. And really, if you have questions about vCons, you can certainly feel free to reach out to me. The vCon Foundation is actively looking for members. That is to say, if you'd like to put up a banner and join our banner at our events and help us spread the word about what's happening with AI and conversations, join the vCon Foundation. You can find more information about that at pulver.com/mission. Technically, you should be able to go to vcon.foundation and go there too, but some websites. I don't know. I may have been too much of a rock forward in, but all the info is there. If you go to vinevolution.com, you can click through and see what's happening at Spring vCon. Actually, if you go to vcon.ai, it also goes there. The thing is, we're in this amazing time now of growth. Companies are coming into the market, catching up. Others are evolving on top of it. And the other big takeaway I would just say is applications. If you are into building solutions, one of my takeaways from the meeting and from talking to people on the show floor is that the more curious people have about what do I do with 1 million vCons, 10 million vCons, or 3,000 vCons, and that's to, well, what could you do if you could access the dark data, if you will, that's sitting there, but you never knew how to access, and all of a sudden now you can look at the information embedded in the conversations. What do you want to do with it? Well, you can do almost anything. And if you're thinking about how to leverage that is a gateway in my mind to a huge opportunity for the growth of an ecosystem, an app store, if you will, that will be sitting on top of vCon, so that if you have virtualized conversations in your company, in the cloud, someplace where they're being stored, and you like to add value to them, there's a huge opportunity to. And if you're a third-party developer, I do believe that in the near future, maybe not tomorrow, but in the near future, like in March, which is, I guess, next month, you'll start to see companies creating value from buckets of vCons. And I think that's a place where people's passion for certain subject matter. So if you're a subject matter expert about a topic, you could point your expertise to where the conversations are stored and start to show the owner, the businesses, the value of what you're seeing and the insights derived from the information captured. So that's part of what's happening. Our conference is coming together. By the way, we have an October event. It's going to be in Atlanta, October 13th to 15th. If you're thinking about Dallas and the timing is not perfect, well, send just a few of your people and then bring your team over to Atlanta in October. And in the meanwhile, I just want to thank the hospitality of Rich Tarani and the folks at TMC for welcoming the vCon Foundation. And I'd like to, if I had the time, I'd shout out to everybody individually who came to our meeting on Thursday, because it was just really nice to see some, we'll say, new faces, quote, older faces. I don't older faces, and the sense that we're all really embracing something both new and familiar, if that sounds right. And the opportunity here is to just grow a market and grow a marketplace. And I think it's not happening in one state. It's not happening in one country. It's happening globally. And so the same way that the internet is empowering people to communicate globally, in the same way that AI is changing businesses around the world, this is the first take of what I'll refer to as the AI communication industry. And it's going to be exciting, and no one is taking their foot off the pedal. We're accelerating faster and faster. So we have to stay on top of it. And for those people who are interested in getting hands-on on what's happening in this world, please find a way to get yourself to Dallas, because a lot of business development's taking place, and a lot of answers will be heard by those who are present.
Yep. And Jeff, I think one of the biggest message that was a takeaway from IT Expo overall was that conversations are happening, people are executing, people are in the forefront of it. And so this applies to multiple industries, not just in tech, not in just telecom. Multiple industries were represented during our time there. And Jeff, you saw this aha moment time and time again happen anytime we got to meet with our partners, new partners, as well as our community. So Jeff, again, reach out and connect with us, guys, as we look at what is best practices for maybe you and your organization. Some of you are wanting to adopt maybe a vCon strategy for your current tools and systems that you're working with. But Jeff, they must join us in Dallas to see in-person hackathon, trainings and workshops, networking and opportunities. This is a community that is being built simultaneously while vCon is emerging in the technology today.
Yeah, and I just want to emphasize, on March 23rd, we are having a hackathon. I'm still figuring out what we're hacking, but what we're hacking is knowledge against knowledge. There's some companies are bringing their vCon compliant applications to the place. Some people just want to write code against the some of the open source GitHub projects. I'm teaching vCon's practice and theory, although I get more deeper. I have like 5 chapters I'm teaching over 4.5 hours, really for people who are looking to deploy a strategy around virtualized conversations. What does that mean from a technical perspective, from a business perspective, and how does your businesses change, and what types of use cases are there? I'll be going through some top level things and answering questions. Joe Mazio will be talking about AI in business and going deeper on how businesses are adopting all this. And from a community perspective, it's all about the community. It's all about connecting. And that's the nice thing about our conferences. The one that we have this year is that they're intentionally not large. That is to say that they are the right people, I believe, at the right time, bringing things together. And it's all about the connectivity. And I'm not talking about broadband connectivity. I'm talking about people connectivity. I'm talking about the hallway conversations, the conversations that both takes place in the sessions and out of the sessions, and the schmoozing. And this conference, we have both general sessions, plenaries, if you will, but also breakout sessions. And so we're going to go going deep in a bunch of topics and going wide and giving an opportunity for this industry to grow and to connect and engage. And I've seen this before, and I believe this is the right type of environment to help foster the development of a brand new marketplace. And I'm very grateful to the people who are joining us and those who will be joining us, because this is something I've been waiting for maybe for 20 years, and I'm so excited where it's happening now.
Well, Jeff, I think we all are. There's two significant associations that we're working with who have over 180,000 members worldwide. And so we are looking to globally include the rest of the community that's out there working in silos, but more importantly, bringing them together to talk about vCon AI. And so, Jeff, these associations that we're working with are thrilled because they want to bring a competitive edge to their members. They want to be able to collaborate. And more importantly, they're all throughout the world. And so, again, guys, as you think and plan your March events, look to join us in Dallas. Reach out to Jeff and myself so that we can get you registered, questions about sponsors, questions about community memberships. We are here to help you. And Jeff, again, we will tag that once the live is done, and so that they can click on the link themselves directly. Thank you, Lauren. Happy birthday, our friend.
Shout out to Lauren, my sister. Happy birthday. Yeah, today's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Thanks so much, Jeff.
Thank you.